Coming up in today's video, we're going to be discussing some major news surrounding the WWE Royal Rumble and a possible Forbidden Door entrant. Also, we are going to be discussing AEW and, of course, WWE. We got new debuts, new signings, a whole bunch of stuff. Guys, if you want more videos like this, you already know what to do. The timestamps are in the description down below. We're going to kick things off with Jeff Cobb. He says, you never say never, but it all depends if the stars line up and all that stuff. If they wanted me for some odd reason, then they have to go through the right avenues. I don't think they could contact me directly because I don't think that's legal. I'm not sure how those things work, but yeah, I mean, if they, for some odd reason, were like, we want to put Jeff in the Royal Rumble, I'm not good at Royal Rumbles, and I don't want to run down to the ring anyways, but if the stars align, I would be down for that. Now, this is massive news. Jeff Cobb, obviously a very big standout in the world of wrestling. We've seen him on AEW television. We see him in NJPW. There's always been these rumors that Jeff Cobb and WWE would someday come together, and it's never actually happened. But Jeff Cobb recently spoke in that interview with Wrestling News Co., and this is actually some really cool stuff. In my opinion, you know, we have talked about WWE doing the Forbidden Door with the Royal Rumble for several months now. Actually, it goes back to last year when WWE brought in Mickie James. WWE was always rumored to have a Forbidden Door entrant in the Men's Royal Rumble. Vince McMahon at the time turned down the names that were presented to him because he wasn't sure if they would get a pop or not, which was a little bit different from Mickie James because she was a former WWE superstar. Now, the thing is, Triple H is still rumored to actually do a Forbidden Door entrant. There are tons of names who aren't signed to WWE who have reportedly been contacted, or WWE has reportedly had interest in bringing them in. A lot of people are talking about this. And the conversation isn't stopping anytime soon because BT Sport, WWE's Twitter account for their television partner in the UK, has actually come out and they've spoken about like some bold predictions, and they predicted that Jay White could be making his debut at the Royal Rumble, which I actually think could make a lot of sense. If you guys know anything right now about WWE and Jay White, a lot of people out there, a lot of industry insiders believe that Jeff Cobb is nowhere near close to a deal with WWE, but Jay White actually is. And that's what makes all of this so interesting, because if Jay White were to actually sign with the WWE, I think the Royal Rumble is the best place to do this, especially when you consider Finn Balor being in the Royal Rumble. There's a lot of things that could happen there face to face. Plus, you know, AJ Styles is hurt. So this is a very interesting thing. I don't know if maybe WWE has plans to bring the OC and make it even stronger, but the idea of a Forbidden Door entrant is unbelievably awesome. Whether it's Jeff Cobb or not, I'm not sure, but my prediction would be either that we see Jay White or even Minoru Suzuki, which I think it might sound very crazy, but if it's the WWE going after New Japan talent, Minoru Suzuki being in the Royal Rumble could be a massive deal. WWE has signed 15 new NIL signings. This is really big. WWE announced it. It's on their website. There's a full list of names of college athletes that they have signed to an NIL deal. And I really just want to take a minute or two to discuss why this is so important. And a good example of this is Tiffany Stratton. Now, I mention this because if you look at WWE NXT, there are a lot of people who have signed to NXT, whether they were on NIL deals or not. They have signed to the company with relatively little experience or no recognition in the world of wrestling. And Tiffany Stratton appears to be the one that a lot of people are getting behind, because Tiffany Stratton is literally improving so quickly through the NXT system, and now she's doing the baddest moonsault ever. It is so incredible, man. Like, her moonsault was looking really good. It garnished a lot of attention on social media. Another name that a lot of people are starting to really get behind is Sol Daruka, who is also doing some incredible moves in a WWE ring on NXT Level Up, and now we're seeing her on NXT on Tuesday nights. And here's the thing, WWE is in a situation where right now they are trying to get that NXT system globalized. They are trying to recruit people to their NIL program, and they're going to try and recruit international talent as well. And by setting up performance centers, I think WWE has actually set up a very good method of developing talent. And it's important for the WWE to do so. Taking relatively unknown talent and making them a star is a really good idea. And it's a very difficult idea as well. It's a very difficult thing to do because you just don't know where these people are going to be a year or two from when they begin. So some people in NXT are developing very quickly. Some of these people are doing really well throughout the development system, and some people aren't. And that's just the reality of it. With WWE signing 15 new NIL stars or athletes, I think if they could get one or two of them to become a future WWE star in years to come, that would be successful. These NIL deals are really good. They're beneficial to college athletes specifically because now college athletes could actually get paid while being in college. So it makes their life a little bit easier. And for WWE, it makes their life easier because they could potentially see something in one of these NIL deals that could potentially become a big money move later on. And by the way, NIL deals aren't paid that incredibly high, but it gives WWE a good chance to get the first dibs on somebody who could potentially break through as a WWE superstar. Also want to mention, it's really important to mention this, WWE is in a situation right now as it stands where they are actually still signing indie talent. They are still signing talent who are international wrestlers. We just saw that with Dragon Lee. We saw that with Carl Fredericks from New Japan. They will continue doing that as well. But WWE has realized you need to have a mix 50-50, and I think that is the right strategy into play, and we'll see what transpires out of that. Now, what's really interesting is we got to talk about a former WWE superstar who is set to debut on Dynamite. I'm excited about this one. Timothy Thatcher versus Bryan Danielson. This is a match that I want to see when Timothy Thatcher was working for WWE. The stars obviously didn't align. Now Bryan Danielson is versing Timothy Thatcher on AEW Dynamite next week. This came from MJF. You know, he's got everybody going through Bryan Danielson, and I love it. I think this is a great idea. This is going to be a fantastic match, a match where Bryan Danielson will probably win. And, you know, I've been saying this a lot. If you guys follow me on Twitter at NJPW, make sure you guys are following me there. I feel like AEW has been on an absolute roll in the last 6 weeks, I would say. And I feel like even if they bring in Timothy Thatcher and he loses, this is just going to be a really good match. And I'm really hoping that Tony Khan can make a signing here. We know some people are leaving AEW. We know AEW is introducing more people. Regardless if you think the roster is bloated, there's just certain talent that you want in the company. Timothy Thatcher is somebody who is a veteran. Whether he has a long career with AEW or not, he could definitely be used as a trainer, coach, producer. He could be a good influence behind the scenes. That's ultimately what I thought NXT would do with Timothy Thatcher. That's not necessarily what we got because he was part of the mass releases, but I am glad to see that AEW is utilizing people that could have great matches with Danielson. I thought Brian Cage versus Danielson was incredible, and it made sense logically, booking-wise and everything. So to me, this is really enjoyable storyline. AEW's been killing it. WWE's been killing it. Guys, if you want more videos like this, you already know what you got to do. This is the channel to subscribe to, so make sure you do so. This way, you'll literally never miss a video. My name is Ango. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.